How to create a local area network for CCTV devices. In previous videos I posted on this channel, I used routers and switches in various ways to connect CCTV devices, and I have received many questions regarding routers and switches. And so in this video, I will try to explain the specific uses of routers and switches in a local area network, with emphasis on CCTV devices, so that when next you are connecting your CCTV devices together, you will be able to determine whether it is a switch or a router that is suitable for a particular circumstance. Network switches are basically port multipliers. Let me explain using this NVR. This NVR has just one Ethernet port through which cameras are supposed to be connected to the NVR. If I need to connect many cameras to this NVR, all I need to do is to connect this switch to the NVR through this single Ethernet port. What I have succeeded in doing here is that I have expanded this single Ethernet port on the NVR into the number of ports now available on this switch, as a result of connecting this single port to this switch. What that also means is that as I connect these cameras to this switch, when I run camera search on this NVR, I'll find these cameras, which will be a confirmation that this single camera connection port on the NVR has been expanded into many other ports, which are now available on the connected network switch. Let me cite another example for you. So let me quickly disconnect this setup. Here is a wireless router with 4 LAN ports. As it is now, I can only connect 4 devices to this router by physical connection, since it has only 4 LAN ports. If I want to expand this router to accommodate more device connections, what I can do is to connect a cable from any of the LAN ports into a switch. So for now, any device I connect to the switch will have direct connection to the router. Or in other words, connecting any network device to the switch is as good as connecting the device to the router itself. So the conclusion you can draw from this is that we have multiplied the ports on the router through this switch, which is connected to the router. Any device I intend to connect to the router can just be placed on any port on the switch and it will work perfectly. Let's now focus a bit on the router, and I will be using this computer and this camera to explain the role of the router. If I wish to view this camera on this computer locally, there must be a connection between the camera and the computer, and that is basically what is called a network. Please note that every device on a network must have an IP address, which is a unique identity for the device on the network. The essential point I'm trying to make here is that for this camera to be connected to this computer, both the camera and the computer each need an IP address assigned to them. And this is where the role of the router comes in. One of the functions of a router in a network is to generate IP addresses for devices on a network. So for us to be able to connect this camera to this computer and be able to access the camera on the computer, we will have to connect the camera to the router and connect the computer to the same router. And by this, we have set up a viable local area network on which we have the computer and the camera. The router will generate IP addresses for both devices to facilitate communication in this network. This is the appropriate way to be able to have the camera connected to the computer. I have shared a link to a video on the full process of linking cameras to a computer. The video shows the required software that you need to be able to get all these completed. Please visit the link in the description of this video. Please note that the basic requirement for a local area network of devices is a router. Switches basically serve the function of expanding physical connection ports for the connection of many devices to a local area network. And note also that switches cannot be used to replace routers. If you do that, you will not have the same results that a router will give you when you connect the router in a network. It is a privilege sharing this information. Please ensure you like, subscribe, and share this video. There are other interesting videos on our channel. Please visit the channel and watch all our videos. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you once again for watching.